Yo, what's going on, good people? It's your boy 3 Stacks in this thing, baby, representing Team Kings of Games, yo. And today I'm going to be showcasing you guys the latest iteration of TENYIS. Now, this deck's really cool. It's really fun. I like how it plays. It can go first or second. It really doesn't care about dice rolls. It's pretty powerful, and it's surprisingly really good at baiting interruptions and hand traps. And it makes some very powerful boards off of just 2 cards, which is incredible because the other cards in your hand could be anything. It doesn't even matter. It's really cool. And it's getting more support in the future. I think the new link definitely did the deck justice. You could even do locks with Vanity's Fiend, where you have Sahara. Basically, all you need to do is just leave one of your non-effects on field, and you'll have vanities that can't be targeted or attacked. So, if you want to play like stun, kind of like floodgate control team, you can do that. There's so many ways to play the deck. It has so much versatility, and there's so many splashable engines that you can throw in there. It's crazy. It has so many inherent summons. It's just a very awesome deck. It's very mid-range for people that don't want to play like heavy combo and it's just too much thinking for them. The deck's pretty straightforward when you get to it. It's just it does require a little bit of patience, play testing, and practice. Look at that, the 3 Ps, right? Definitely check the link description box below if you ever feel like, dang, I really would love to support the channel. Boom, there's multiple ways you can do that. But with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into the main deck, you guys. So that's my other Herald of Perfection video playing in the background on the laptop. So we got 3 copies of Adhara. Adhara is literally like the best Tenyi, just because 1, it's a tuner, and 2, it just is part of the grind game. It's how you make Ashina, which I play 3 of, a self-contained 1-card combo. Absolutely 1-card combo. Card's nuts. You open this plus Vessel, stop it. Stop. That's too much sauce, you guys. It really is. And because it's a rest of the turn effect, you can always make your Oppo, leaving one of the tokens you made off of Mirror. Then you can banish Ashina and use his effect, and you can still go off like that. It's really cool. I like it. So yeah, these are kind of like your bread and butter Tenyis. We played 3 Vishudas. Something really cool that's been on my mind. Oh snap! That's been on my mind is I'm playing Lava Golem inside of the deck because of that synergy with Vishuda and how searchable Vishuda is, and kind of like because it's really good going second already, but just having that. I might want to make a going second build, but just having that Lava Golem plus this, because you don't really normal summon hardly ever. I mean, you normal your Tenyis, don't get me wrong, but you just kind of normal them when you need to. And that's sometimes when you just want to make Dweller in addition to your board. But just having that Lava Golem synergy where you can Golem 2, bounce, Golem 2 more, just clear 4 cards, that's crazy. But yeah, Tenyis are, like I said, they're pretty vicious. Vishuda, I would definitely playing 3 of it. You want to max out on these. You can easily make your level 8 synchros with these in the tuner, plus Mirror when he reduces his level by 3, and any other level 4 Tenyi, which you play basically 9 of them. You can make level 8s or just rank 4s. The next best Tenyi is definitely the Blue Spirit. Now, I play 3 of the green even though I don't like his effect. It's pretty lackluster, but I'm maxing out on the names in this list because I need to open 2 Tenyis to make a pretty decent board. 2 Tenyis will at least get you to Berserker, because Shaman recurs one of them and you just link into your Berserker. And Berserker is still sometimes just decent enough to hold you down. You just need to protect the castle if your hand's not optimal enough. But when you open basically combo, which is Ashina or Vessel plus any Tenyi, you're gonna make a really crazy board. It's very nice. You have 2 copies of Mirror. I just can't bring myself to play 1. I actually like seeing it. I would play 3. Really, if I find a 3rd, I'm gonna play 3 because the card's just nuts, you guys. It makes it to where like if you open even bad Tenyis, like just red and green, for example, plus Mirror, it's still full combo. It's just with 3 cards this time instead of 2, which is naturally what you prefer. Now, outside of just playing all these Tenyi monsters and the Mirrors, I am playing a plethora of hand traps because I'm not trying to get. This deck is like not like Pendulums, it's not like Heralds where your boards turn 1 are so powerful that it just can't be broken. But I will say I'm not trying to get hand looped. I'm not trying to get locked out by the rock deck. I'm not trying to just auto lose to certain floodgates. I'm not trying to get bodied by combo. And this deck already is pretty good against back row decks. So the hand traps of choice are based off what I have, and also even if I had like certain ones like Ash and Nibiru, these I would still play. I'll just play them at lower ratios, like probably like a 2-2-2-2-2-2, because I play already 13 hand traps, and I probably would play 15 because the deck, it only needs 1 or 2 cards to go off, and you're able to draw so many cards on your opponent's turn that when you play non-once per turn hand traps like DD Crow and Valor, you can just draw them, unlike even like Skullmeister, you can just draw them and keep activate them, and it just gets really annoying for your opponent because you can just minimize their resources, simplify the game state, and you can hit them with impactful one card combos like Ashina, or just hit them with a Vessel, and it just, you can grind them out. It's not like literally the embodiment of Salads or, you know, any other mid-range deck, but this deck has its own unique playstyle. It makes its own boards with its archetype-specific cards. You don't need to splash a bunch of generic engines to make TENYIS good. You just play them as is, and hand traps were kind of like the choice. Even though I don't really like hand traps, it's just, like I said, they're the choice for this deck, because this deck really does thrive with them. The field spell is just really nutty. You know, Vessel is really nutty, you guys. The Waterfall Dragon Souls, like I said, is really nutty. You could draw a lot of cards on your opponent's turn, so, you know, why not? So we're also playing 3 Veilers. Like I said, I'm just not trying to get bodied by combo. Even though this deck's really, really good going second, and I'm not lying, it really can bait a lot of interruptions. It's like, and especially because they're like, dang, what are you trying to do? That's the thing, when you're playing against TENYIS, they're like, what are you even trying to do? They just negate everything you do, like reveal, negate, reveal, negate. It's like, you try to make Shaman, they're like, negate, alright, bet. Like, and you just keep pushing. It's really, really crazy. But also, like, it's sometimes those boards are just too crazy, like the, you know, Adamantipator decks, you know, Pendulum boards. Those are just a little bit too difficult to crack, but when you draw the right amount of hand traps, it can be a lot easier, because this deck is not like Salads, where if it's normal summon gets stopped, it's really, really hard, where you have to have an extender like Will, or, you know, Mining plus a Salad monster. This deck is like an extender deck. They're starters and extenders. Every TENYIS an inherent summon. So you can eat through resources really, really fast playing against these heavy combo decks. Just gotta play your cards right. So we play 2 Imperms because I only have 2. 3 Veilers, so you effectively have 5 for effect negation. Ogre's really good against Adamanticators. I would say it's decent against Eldritch. There's certain cards that you can hit. For example, you can hit their continuous spell. Well, you know, it doesn't have like the highest impact against that deck. Like I said, certain ones I would probably play 2 Ogres if I just had the Ashes. Ogre is also pretty decent against like Geist, against Guru, you know, random rogue decks. It's great. It's incredible against Pendulums. You know, thinking about like Invokes and Shaddolls, it's not that incredible, but you can disrupt combos with it. So it's just one of those cards. It removes the threat. So I really do like it. You know, we have the 3 DD Crows. Just DD Crows is disgusting this format. Honestly, because DD Crow is so prevalent, you might want to consider sometimes just playing a deck that doesn't lose to a single DD Crow. We have 1 Skullmeister because that's all I have, and then 1 Ghost Spell because that's all I have. Like I said, if I had, like, for example, if I had the Ashes and the Nibirus and the 3rd Imperm, I would play 3 Ash, 3 Imperm, you know, like 2 Nibirus probably, and then I would do like 2 Crows, probably like 2 of this, none of these, 3 Veilers, 2 Ogres, maybe a couple Skullmeisters. I would want to play like 15 hand traps, so like, yeah, I know, it's crazy, but it works with TENYIS. That's the cool thing. And like I said, it's not like you need a full hand to go off. In fact, your combos are always going to be 2 or 1, that's it. The extra cards are just discard for Shaman, which, you know, you can get that self-contained by adding back with Adhar. So these are the hand traps I'm playing in the deck. What's cool with Veiler and Crow specifically is that when you're playing with Flawless, you can draw multiple copies or have one and draw another one, and because they're not once per turn, you can continue interrupting your opponent's plays, which can be very annoying for them. And speaking of the field spells, we're playing 3 copies of Flawless. The card's just incredible, you guys. Something also that's changed is I'm playing the Terraforming and the Metaverse, effectively giving me 5 copies of Flawless. We still don't have our Searcher yet, so when we get that Foolish Barrel of Goods, it's going to be a 3-of staple automatically. Just so we can get access to any TENYIS cards. But for right now, this card is part of your grind game. You know, you just want to simplify the game state, add back your resources, and try to plus as hard as you can off of your opponent playing Yu-Gi-Oh! So it's another reason why I'm not really big on stun-ish decks, so I don't really like Vanity's Fiend Turbo. Even though it's good, the ceiling's high. You know, if they don't have the out, they kind of just lose. I understand that, but it's one of the most brain-dead ways to play TENYIS, because then you can't even play your TENYIS after that. You can't even trigger the field spell. You know, you can't reveal any. It's just like you have to wait for them to out the Vanity's Fiend, or you just like sit there and just poke and poke and poke. And it's just, that's just so boring. Like, that's like true Draco's like Floodgate style. That's not my style. I know some people just like that. That's, for me, just playing like Vanity's Fiend Turbo, even though the ceiling's high, like I said, I'm not saying it's bad. It's just very brain dead to me. It's just so boring. So yeah, I prefer just playing it this way. I'd rather have like the reactive plays versus proactive. Vanity's Fiend's proactive, hand traps are reactive. And the crazy thing is, I don't even like hand traps, but this deck really does play them good. I have 3 copies of Vessel. This basically is full combo. I have 18 Tenyis in my deck. So if you open any Tenyi plus this is full combo. You can literally dump Mirror and add Ashina. Full combo. It's crazy. So yeah, you kind of just want to open. Your ideal hand would be Field Spell, Vessel, Tenyi Monster, 2 hand traps. You're good to go. Like, if you're going second, you just need a Tenyi Monster and Vessel, and you can have 4 hand traps, and it's absolutely full combo. I played 3 copies of Average because you burn through your resources so fast. You go into your extra deck a lot. You burn through your monks, your shamans. You just summon so many cards from your extra deck in one turn. It's actually surreal how fast your extra deck can just deplete. And it's really, really easy to set this up turn 1 because every time you combo off, you burn through way too many cards. So it's like a pot of desires in the sense, but you just don't banish. Now, don't get me wrong, your hand has to be optimal for this to be live, but I don't run into those problems where I'm like, dang, I drew no Tenyis, I couldn't even combo. Like, bare minimum, I could do the Shaman play, and that still gets me 5 monsters in grave, which makes this live. But this is really here because I need to see it so that I'm not, so that I'm not forced to allocate a 3rd slot for the 3rd Shaman. That's why I cut Shaman down to 2 because of this card being at 3. So it's just really important to me. You don't have to play it at 3, but I love it. Similar to Zodiacs, this deck can get just so much resources engraved really, really fast. I play the 3 Call Buys just to make sure that I'm not Ash Pass, DD Crow at the right time. You know, really it's just Ash and DD Crow that hurt the deck. The deck can lose to Nibiru in certain instances, but honestly, I would say when you're playing around Nibiru, you just want to end on Sasara, for example, and you can easily make them just with 4 summons with this deck. It's really, really cool. Or you can just end on Berserker, for example. It's just totally up to you, but like honestly, when you're playing around Nibiru, because the deck doesn't have an effective way to prevent it from happening, you just want to make sure you commit to like under 4 summons at that point, basically. For traps, we have 3 copies of Fists, and we have 3 copies of Waterfalls. I already showed the Metaverse, but basically, these are the traps. I used to play Reckless and Trap Trick. Not that they're bad, but really, it just came down to I just wanted to see more hand traps, more combo pieces. I just really wanted to play more of those and less of the traps. Because I was playing more of like a slower tempo, kind of more mid-range, but also at the same time, it was one of those, I could change the gears at the points when I wanted to, but I would have to start off slow sometimes because I had a heavier trap lineup. And with this format, because these decks are just crazy, I can't say the R word, but because these decks are just so crazy, sometimes you can't start off slow. Like, I think that's why Geist really fell out of favor, because they can be really explosive after a certain point, but you can't start off slow this format unless you're playing against like pure Elvish, and you might be able to live a turn, but these decks ain't giving you nothing but 1 turn to do something. So for the extra deck, we have 3 copies of Monk, 2 copies of Shaman, we have 2 Berserkers, we have 1 Draco Masters. This card is like the best card in the extra deck, honestly. Well, no. She's the best card in the extra deck. This is like 2nd best. This card's crazy. When you do your Mirror combo, like especially if you side Dark Ruler no more and you do your Mirror combo, you can use Draco to nuke like an entire field, literally. Like, it's up to the non-effect monsters in your grave and that you control. You'll have all those tokens and you'll have monks in your grave and you'll just nuke an entire field. It doesn't even matter if they couldn't be destroyed or targeted. You Dark Ruler no more at them. So it's just going to clear the whole field. You're going to link him and another token into Sasara, and just, it's crazy. Then the Draco Berserker. These are all the Tenyis that I'm playing for the extra deck. The rest of the stuff's just pretty much generic. This is MVP. You can make a Dweller with 2 water materials. You can use Mirror plus the level 4 Tenyi, and it's going to get, all water monsters are going to get a boost basically of 500. But it's also, what's really, really cool, like, so check it out. Well, this card has a material that was originally water. All monsters you control gains 500 materials, 500 attack. So what's really cool is when you start bringing back your Mirror and you summon out Tanas and stuff like that, they're actually kind of beefy. So it's like, not only is your Dweller beefy, but like your next Mirror is going to be beefy because he's 21 base, so he's going to come out 26. So, you know, it's just nice that you can have a 22 Dweller. Now, don't get me wrong, Dweller is like just a meta call for this format, but if you have space in your extra deck for other rank 4s, I would recommend like Baguska, because you end on links. They don't go to defense, like ever. They don't have defense. So a lot of times you end on links. If you make Dweller, that means you weren't even going to make the Synchro, because Mirror plus level 4 is either going to be the Synchro for 8 or the rank 4. So if you make the rank 4 and you go for Baguska, it's fine, because your links, like I said, they don't go to defense, and that can just shut down shit alls. That can shut down Adamancipators completely. Like it can just, their best play will be like Needle Fiber, and if you have the negate for that, the hand trap is done. We have Oppo, we have Link Rebo and Link Spider, just kind of necessary staples for the Marmor combo, because you loot Marmor so much. And then also, Cypher and Little Mega was a level 8 of choice. You could make Savage, but this is something you can make under Shaman's restriction, where you can only activate TENYIS extra deck monsters, because he doesn't activate. You can just use him on your opponent's turn, so you can summon him with Shaman's whole, you can only activate TENYI extra deck monster effects. Like, same thing with Appaloosa, you could just summon him. But like with Savage, if you summon him, you can't use his effect to equip because he's not a TENYI. So this is kind of just a better staple, and it helps you to grind because you banish your TENYIs and you want to put them back too. And it's still good to rip all cards, so yeah. This is the extra deck. That's pretty much deck profile. I'm going to show you guys a quick little standard combo. Let me check this out. So like I said, full combo is just Vessel plus literally any TENYI, you guys. This is the worst TENYI in the deck, so this is a great example. This is why when you open Vessel in the deck, it's so nice, man. I wish this card said TENYI for the Dragon Cycle so that you could search it with the new support coming out. So you're basically gonna special the green, link them to Monk, activate Vessel, and then where you at, boy? We're going to find, yeah, there we go. So you're gonna send Marmor and add Ashina, and then you're gonna reveal Ashina to special summon him, and you're basically going to link these two into your Shaman. If you want to keep it absolutely self-contained, you're gonna have to lock yourselves into only worms and use Ashina to special summon Adhar, use Adhar, you know, link it to another monk, Adhar, add this back to pitch it. But if you want to summon other stuff that's not worms, you just have to sacrifice another card. Shaman's effect is going to actually revive the Marmor. And then you make your 3 tokens. So token, token, token. And then obviously you're going to link both. You're going to go into Link Kuriboh and Link Spider. And what you're going to do from here, the cool thing too is if you open any other TENYI, you can do something really, really cool with the leftover Marmor instead of just linking them off. Like let's say for example blue is really, really cool. Either way, they're both water, so as long as one of the materials are water, Dweller's going to get the boost. But you can do this, for example. You can link all 4, or you can even link all 5 if you wanted to. Like let's say you didn't open any TENYIs, then you can just literally go, because these are all effect monsters, you can literally just go Appaloosa for 4, which is really nice, and you still have that token, which is a not effect monster. Then you can activate Ashina, and then you'll use Ashina. You'll go ahead and special summon out the Adhara. If only you could summon Needle Fiber and activate its effect, right? But you can make Needle Fiber and pass if you play, you know, certain targets for disruptions. But basically, you're going to turn this into another copy of Monk. You're going to banish it and add the Adhar back, and basically you can just link those 2 into like another Shaman. Or you can just go Appaloosa for 3 and leave the Marmor and the token so that you can do this. You can basically end on Berserker, where you'll still have the token, you'll still have the Marmor, Apple for 3, you'll banish the Ashina, you'll summon out one of the level 4s, and then you'll synchro with these 2 level 4s, because you can only summon worms now because of Ashina. You'll summon Draco Berserker, and then that token's just there for you to tribute to summon Link Kuriboh to protect the Oppo, so you have basically 4 interruptions, which is really cool, because it's off of 2 cards. So if you're playing against Adamantipator's, Invoke Shadows, Salamangreats, basically anything that's not like Eldritch or Stun, you have viable interruptions that are going to hurt. So, yep, and it's all just off of 2 cards, you guys. It's really, really cool. Like I said, this deck makes great boards off of minimum resources. So if you have 3 hand traps, you're Gucci. So yep, that's going to conclude the deck profile. I'm going to say a quick little prayer, you guys, before I get out. If you don't want to hear the prayer, just go ahead and just skip past that part. But Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, Jesus. Thy kingdom come, and thy will be done on earth, just as it is in heaven. Please give us this day our daily bread, Lord, and please forgive us of our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, Father, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the glory, and the power forever. In the mighty name of Jesus I pray. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Yahweh. Amen. All right, you guys. This is as wild, yo.